Coming up, March Madness has arrived in Lexington. Hear from fans tonight.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. People across the country are celebrating March Madness tonight, including in Lexington, where the horse capital is hosting a number of NCAA tournament games this week. While the games do not kick off until tomorrow, fans were able to get a look at how things are shaping up. Madison Carmouche caught up with some out-of-state fans who are getting a taste of Big Blue Nation.
Visit Lex President Mary Quinn Raymer says the city is on a roll with fans making the journey to enjoy all Lexington has to offer.
We have been really fortunate between NCAA, KHSAA, and then rolling right into the spring meet at Keeneland. We've just got several weeks of back-to-back sports fans and enthusiasts.
Sports fanatics like Don Jones, whose love of basketball leads him and his brother to travel to a new city for the NCAA tournament each year.
Not really having a favorite, but I think Auburn, you know, they get the #1 seed.
Speaking of Auburn, pep band member Thomas Coates says he enjoys being an instrumental part of hyping up fans of the Auburn Tigers.
To some degree, the team too, when they choose to look at us, but we're always there for them, no matter what. Even when we're down, even when we're up, we're always there for them.
And first-time pep band member Lindsey Allen is hoping the Tigers don't strike out.
I have never hit a strike in my life. Like, the most I've ever hit at a time is like 7 maybe. It's gotta be luck.
Inside Rupp Arena, Louisville fans got a sneak peek at how their team is shaping up during shoot-around.
There's a little shade thrown to us, but, you know, I feel like we'll work from the bottom and work our way up to prove everything, so I think we'll be just fine.
While fans did not get to watch any games on Wednesday, there will be no shortage of hoops from Thursday to Sunday. In Lexington, Madison Carmouche, WKYT.
The NCAA tournament kicks off tomorrow with Creighton and Louisville tipping off at 12:15 here on WYMT. Kentucky plays, of course, Friday night. Well, time is also running out to participate in Bracket Mayhem. You can fill out a bracket on WYMT.com for a chance to win an iPad from Appalachian Wireless. Just make sure you use your email address or your Facebook account. You have until approximately 15 minutes before the opening first round game tomorrow to fill out your bracket. And again, that first game tomorrow between Louisville and Creighton at 12:15.
Hey, a little bit of wind across portions of eastern Kentucky. We still have a wind advisory in effect, and that's actually been extended. We'll get to that coming up in just a couple of seconds. Take a look here at the maximum wind gusts from earlier today. 36-mile-an-hour wind gust over towards Hazard, 36 in Jackson, 35 Moorhead, London, 39, 36 in Somerset, 40 over towards Jacksboro, which is where Jacksboro is right now. You can see the majority of eastern Kentucky has a little bit of a breeze out there. And again, that wind advisory has been extended to include the majority of the WYMT viewing area minus Lawrence and then our Virginia, Tennessee, and Virginia counties. This goes into effect until Thursday morning. Temperatures right now are still in the upper 60s and low 70s at 11:03. This is going to be the trend as we go throughout the next few hours. Temperatures will fall throughout the day. Now, our rain chance is off to the west. You can see here on live pinpoint Doppler radar across portions of Louisville going into portions of Bowling Green down I-65. This is something we'll be monitoring as we go throughout the overnight hours. We'll time this out in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. More than 1 month after the February flood, communities in Floyd County are still working to clean up, with some saying they worry about what the future holds. Officials say the majority of homes in the Allen community saw high water for the first time ever, and the Garrett community found itself flooded in a similar manner to the 2022 flood. As folks work to clean up, many homes are destroyed. However, the mayor of Allen says she is hopeful for the city's recovery, saying people are coming together.
Because it's been neighbor helping neighbor. We have had people that leave their homes to come and help somebody else, and especially this is an elderly community. And the younger people that we have really come out and said, hey, you know, let me do this for you.
Survivors say they have also seen a lot of help from the outside, with crews from Christian Appalachian Project, Samaritan's Purse, and more lending hands throughout the county. Friends helping friends. That's what Old Friends Farm is doing for their neighbors to the east. The Thoroughbred Retirement Farm in Georgetown auctioned off halters worn by Kentucky Derby winners Silver Charm and Giacomo. They raised more than $4,000 for the East Kentucky Dream Center. It's a group providing emergency flood relief for people in Pike County. One baseball team in Lexington is helping out with flood relief efforts. The Lexington Legends teamed up with Christian Appalachian Project for a flood drive today. In exchange for donating items for those in need, the Legends gave away a free ticket for every donation. The general manager of the Legends says they are grateful for the support they get from the community. Police say 2 teenagers stole a car after running away from a military school in Harlan County. The teens ended up being chased by police. The chase ended in a mall parking lot in Maryville, Tennessee. Foothills Mall was put on lockdown. Police say the 16 and 17-year-olds were quickly found in a store fitting room and arrested. No injuries were reported. A man is dead after investigators say he shot at police outside his home in Lewis County last night, injuring one deputy. State police say Lewis County deputies and Vanceburg police officers responded to a domestic violence incident at a home on Little Cabin Creek Road near Tollsboro. The preliminary investigation indicates after 49-year-old Keith Truesdale fired at officers, they responded by shooting Truesdale, and he died from his injuries at a hospital.
I totally was scared to death. I thought I was going to get shot and be killed. I just thought it was going to be over. I did.
State police say the deputy who was shot has already been released from the hospital. A group in Pulaski County protested in front of Congressman Hal Rogers' office today. Organizer and social activist Angela Arnett Garner said they wanted to shine a light on potential cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, and Social Security benefits.
That's what I have, is my voice and my vote. And those are the 2 biggest things I think that we can put forth as constituents and Americans, our voice and our vote, to let them know how we feel and what we want.
The Dean of the House was not at the protests, but did send us a statement saying in part that he had no intention of cutting benefits for the people who need them. Nearly half the people living in the 5th Congressional District receive Medicaid benefits. Governor Andy Beshear says he's vetoing a House bill that would allow Kentucky Department of Agriculture employees to apply for and receive grants and loans from the Department of Agriculture. In today's Team Kentucky briefing, he said House Bill 216 would allow the practice, which has been prohibited under state law and ethics opinions.
So this isn't, to me, about that department at all. It's about no one should be able to work in an agency and then apply directly to that agency for a loan or a grant from it.
It's also anticipated the governor will veto several other bills. Those include House Bill 495, which would overturn Beshear's 2024 executive order banning conversion therapy in Kentucky, and Senate Bill 89, which would loosen restrictions for waterway pollution. In recent years, there's been a growing concern over the impact cell phones have on children. Lawmakers in Kentucky have passed a bill that would limit cell phone use in schools. Victoria Ware spoke to the superintendent of Boyd County Schools about how this would impact their district.
It's an issue that has gained traction with school leaders and lawmakers. Cell phones in the classroom. Now, the Bluegrass State is addressing the concerns by advancing legislation that would prevent it. Kentucky House Bill 208 requires the school board of each district to adopt a cell phone policy and include it in the student's written standards of conduct. The policy will prohibit a student to use a cell phone during instructional time. Boyd County Schools Superintendent Bill Boblett says that the county doesn't have a set cell phone policy, which would change under this bill. Boblett says that he agrees with the sentiment behind the legislation.
We see a lot of issues with cell phone use, and I know kids, my child included, she's a freshman, but they're on their phones a lot. And if we can kind of limit some of that during the school time and school day, I don't think it's a bad idea.
Boblett says that the policy could help classrooms get back to the basics of instruction.
I think it provides our students kind of a respite. I think it allows kids an opportunity to kind of sit down and chat and talk with each other face to face and develop those types of relationships during the school day more than just the relationship behind the technology.
The bill does give an exception, allowing students to use a phone during an emergency or if authorized by a teacher. Victoria Ware, WSAZ, Kentucky.
Coming up on Mountain News at 11, the latest on the president's push to dismantle the Department of Education.
And in the world of weather, spring starts at 5:01, but is it going to feel like it tomorrow? Details coming up.